a word that is commonly used in Puerto Rico. Puerto Ricans use it to show their pride for their land. It originated with Taino, who called their land Boykin. Puerto Rico became a Spaniard land in 1493. They were then again given to America in 1917 through the Spanish-American War. Between those times, they had different cultures, which consisted of Africans, French, and German. With all the different varieties of culture, this helped to shape the Puerto Rican culture that we know of today. In this speech, I will be talking about the cultures and impacts Puerto Rico has when it comes to culture, food, and politics. First, I will talk about culture. According to Welcome to Puerto Rico website, 18th century politics with Taino women were imported, and African Americans were imported. So basically, the Spaniard men decided to make babies with Taino women, which were the natives of Puerto Rico. And then later on, they began to import African Americans for labor reasons. One element of their culture is called santos. These are different kinds of santos. Santos are basically carvings of famous Puerto Ricans in the 1500s. My interviewee, Betsy Payne, said that she had some Tainos, but they were given, her father was a doctor, so the patients gave it to him, because Santos also is a reference to saints. So his patients gave them to him. But some people tend to worship to the Santos because it's a way of them worshiping instead of going to mass. But she said that they typically went to mass and they just had those as a way, it's like a gift kind of. Also, they have different crafts. Architecturally, Puerto Rico is shaped as different Spanish homes. They have small roads and wood houses with big doors. Next, I will be talking about food. The main seasoning used in Puerto Rican food is adobe. That is adobe. Adobe is our sense of salt, pepper, garlic, like our typical seasonings, but that's just all in one. They just use that one. And then they use a base seasoning called sofrantos, which is that. This is the finished product, and then that is basically what it contains, like garlics and onions and green peppers. My interviewee, Betsy Payne, said that her favorite main dish was sancochos. Puerto Rico is known for their different kinds of stews. And one of her favorite main dishes is this. It's called sancochos. Sancochos has different varieties of chicken, pork, lambs, vegetables. Sometimes, depending on the person, they could put noodles in it if they would like. Betsy Payne, my interviewee, also said that Puerto Rican food was unique because it had so many different cultures, so it had so many different seasonings and different types. It had from Africans they gained the fact that they eat roots for vegetables, and then from Spanish they began to have more different kinds of meats. Next, I'll be talking about politics. Puerto Rico became a part of the U.S. in 1917. That's when they gained their citizenship. But Puerto Rico is still considered to be a Commonwealth state, which means that they are U.S. citizens, but they're not able to vote. So a lot of Puerto Ricans say that they don't agree with it because they feel as though since they're able to fight in the war for the U.S. that they should still be able to vote for whoever is in charge of them because they still are under U.S. policy. Typically, Puerto Rico in general is an island, but some people decided they wanted to stay a Commonwealth because of the fact that they are a self-determined island because they originated because they have their own unique kind of culture. But others decided that they want the U.S. rights of voting. So it's kind of still up in the air about their decision, but they said that they still believe that Congress would still never approve them to be an official state. Puerto Rico got only some benefits of being a U.S. citizen, but is it good benefits worth not being able to vote? Okay, this is Betsy Payne. She's the one that I interviewed. She lived in Puerto Rico, but she currently moves to the U.S. Now, in my speech with the Puerto Rico national anthem,